I'm moving to Montana soon. Gonna be a dental floss tycoon. Or maybe I'll just listen to today's Nice Guys on Business.
We employ different tactics. We do different things. We try to leverage other people's audience. We try to spread the word as best as we can about the service and about our mission, how we can help others. But it's kind of like limited because it's an engine that it has its limitations, right? But when you leverage your growing audience, so you're growing an audience, and you kind of like use that asset because it's an asset. Your audience is an asset in order to help you to amplify your message and to grow your network. That is where magic starts to happen.
You know what, Stan? If you want me to wear 37 pieces of flair, like your pretty boys over there, the Nice Guys on Business, why don't you just make the minimum 37 pieces of flair? Go from where you are now to where you could be. Get expert tips to grow your business, to be more productive and more efficient, whether you're trying to build influence, grow your community, or make it rain. Best-selling author of Nice Guys Finish First, Doug Sandler, can lead the way. The Nice Guys on Business is produced by TurnKey Podcast Productions. Now, here's your host, Doug Sandler.
Generating high-quality leads through referrals is an entrepreneur's dream, and as a business builder, it's a must on the must-have list. Imagine being able to do that and automating the process so that leads come in the door without the hunt or the ask. So check this out. Gaetano Caruana. Wait, I'm going to pronounce it all wrong. So it's like Tijuana, but it's Caruana. Pronounce it for me one more time, Gaetano.
Caruana.
See,
it's a little bit difficult.
He does it so beautifully. I'm going to screw it up. I'm just going to call him Mr. G. So he's a creator of a company called Early Parrot, and he understands the entrepreneur journey and the hurdles we all must get over in order to get a referral in the door. He's created a powerful system to help you do that and much more. Gaetano, welcome to the Nice Guys on Business podcast.
I'm so happy to be here and to share my experience when it comes to referral marketing.
So I hope referral marketing is easier than the pronunciation of your last name, Gaetano. So
it is definitely.
I do apologize. My audience is very forgiving of my lack of understanding of how to say anything other than Smith or Jones. So Gaetano, thank you very much for putting up with that. Let me talk about this for just a second, because most entrepreneurs' journey started with solving a problem that they were having. Now, was the problem that you were having was looking at trying to solve and how to get more referrals for yourself, or did this come out of a different process?
It was actually, I'm going back 7.5 years ago when I started this journey, Early Parrot. I was actually helping a friend. So originally I am a technical person. I used to be CTO for various companies here in Malta, international companies, big names. But I always had this thing in me. I wanted to use my abilities and my expertise in technology in order to solve a pain point. So I was actually helping a friend who wanted to launch a business. He had an offer that he wanted to test in a market, and he wanted to create a very simple way how to create a waiting list for his upcoming business. And he needed my help to create this waiting list. So while I was working on this weekend project, I said, this is really cool. He is kind of like building up to an audience before he actually launches his business. And this got me started in referral marketing and studying various businesses who have either launched using referral marketing or they use referral marketing in order to grow their business consistently and in evergreen mode. And that was the start.
Okay, so take me through what a referral looks like in your business, because I want to make sure we're defining it properly. Sometimes, I guess as I look at it as a lead gen or business development tool, referrals are something that I would get from an existing customer that might say, refer business to me, or somebody that knows what I do, you, for example, that has a service that complements, not competing with mine, and you might refer a client to me. Is that how you're defining referral, or is it something else?
Yes, this is very important. I get a lot of this question very, very often. So when it comes to referrals, a lot of people use it interchangeably. But in order to make it simple, there are two kinds of referrals. There are the business-to-business referrals. Normally, it's more commonly referred to online as affiliate marketing. Mm-hmm. So a business promotes another business, and according to the agreement that is between these two businesses, they take a percentage of the revenue.
Mm-hmm.
Business has a lot of interest to refer warm leads or hot leads that convert, because if those leads, they don't convert, they won't get paid for any traffic or leads that they send over. Referral marketing, the referral marketing that we do is more when a company, when a business, when an entrepreneur reaches out to their existing audience, to their existing email list, to their existing followers on social media, people who have used this service, or they know exactly what the business entails and the kind of service that the business provides, and they are taking the step of referring others in order to benefit from the services that the business has to provide in exchange for some kind of incentive. And the last part, in exchange for some kind of incentive, it's an option, because referrals, people can refer you business just because they really love the business and just because they got a ton of value out of doing and transacting with you as a business owner.
Tell me, when it comes to the different levels of service that a company is looking to get referrals for, would it make any difference if somebody had, let's say, a $100 product versus somebody that has a $5,000 or $10,000, high level product versus something that's a little bit more entry level, as it relates to the services that you're providing?
When it comes to referral marketing, there's a strategy for different businesses. So there's a set of strategies that you apply in certain scenarios. For instance, if your business is an e-commerce, there are certain strategies that work with e-commerce. It's a business which is more B2C. When it's a business which is a B2B, a business provides a service to other businesses, then there are other businesses. It also depends on the state that the business is in, and also the kind of offers, as you mentioned, that the business has to offer. So if it's a low ticket, there are certain strategies that the business can implement in order to get more people to know about the business and become part of the ecosystem. When it's a high ticket business, normally we create a step in between in order for people to get to know and take a step, raise their hand, and show interest in that particular business. And that is where the referral happens. So someone is not going to refer someone else in order to buy straight away a high ticket offer, because we understand people are not going to, pull out their credit card and pay for $5,000 just because they have been referred to that service. But they first want to learn more about the business, learn more about this opportunity that they have been referred to, maybe mingle around in the community. That is kind of like a step in between, and then they will take action and become a client and actually convert.
So it's interesting, as you were chatting, I was trying to think about the ideal scenario for someone to get a referral. Businesses get referrals from companies that other people know, like, and trust. It seems like by the time that you get an organization that somebody knows, likes, and trusts, the referrals are already coming because people know, like, and trust them. An early stage entrepreneur who has yet to build, know, like, and trust factor from their audience or from any community has a more challenging time getting referrals. Who do you find is the best suited entrepreneur or business builder to get the most benefit from the services that you're providing?
When it comes to early stage businesses, there's a ton of good examples that they have benefit, even though they don't have yet credibility in the market, even though they don't even have a product in the market. They are not established. No one knows about them. So people will question their credibility, but they still can use referral marketing in order to wow the market and get people to commit, do small commitments, like provide an email address in order to learn more about a new upcoming service. So they are going to target early adopters, and the early adopters tend to commit to certain ideas that are innovative in the market. So if your messaging is towards early adopters, they're still going to get a ton of value out of referral marketing. I can give you an example of a company which is half Maltese, half Swedish. It's called Hotjar. Maybe a lot of people who are tuning in, they know about this company. They started out of a referral marketing campaign, which was really successful. They got 60,000 emails, You can read up online about this. 60,000 emails, more than 60,000 emails just before starting their service. So those who are starting a service, starting a new venture, they can still benefit from referral marketing. However, I believe that the best benefit and the best return on investment is for those businesses who have already established a way how to generate leads, because we look at referral marketing as a lever. So you have this humongous task of growing a business. So it's like lifting a boulder. This is the example that I use in order for people to understand what referral marketing is and what it represents for the business. So your task as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, is to lift this boulder of growing a company, growing a business, right? So you're using various lead generation strategies. You're using ads, maybe you're using content marketing, you're doing SEO, you're doing a lot of things. You're hopping on other people's podcasts in order to grow your audience.
Right.
And that's all marketing effort that you're doing. So it's your effort in order to lift this boulder. But you can take 2 steps back and you can use a lever on top of your existing effort in order to lift this boulder and use mechanical physics in order to lift this boulder through a lever. So it's going to get easier. So out of all those leads that you're getting through your effort, through your marketing, through content marketing, through different ways how you're growing your business, you can then have an effective system in place, both through a platform and also through different ways how to ask for referrals at the right stage and by providing the right incentives, so that you get a good percentage of people who raise their hand and say, yeah, I know 3 people who might be interested in this community, in this service that you have to provide. And I'm willing to introduce you to these 3 different leads that can benefit from your service. So that is how I define referral marketing and how it can help take a business who's struggling and constantly having to put in effort in order to grow their business, to take 2 steps back and have an effective strategy, so that referral marketing is not going to replace other lead generation strategies, but it's going to work in tandem with your existing efforts that you're doing in order to grow your business.
So for those that have not had a chance to go to Gaetano's website yet, because you're just meeting him right now for the first time, help explain, Gaetano, is your process, is your business a tool, or is it a process that they are going to use? Maybe explain a little bit about how Early Parrot works.
Yeah, sure. So when I started off 7 years ago, helping my friend as a technical person, I started from the automation. So I said, okay, this is really cool. I started studying different strategies, and I said, any business can benefit from having an automated referral program. Any business. To me, it was, a no-brainer to have a referral campaign as part of your growth strategy. So I started working, me and my team, I started working on creating a platform so that any business who wants to have a referral marketing tomorrow, they don't have to go through the hassle of creating the technology. As a technical person, that's how a technical person thinks, right? Immediately go and implement something, which was after 2.5 years, I realized that was a mistake. Why it was a mistake? Because when I was approaching businesses, I say, hey, we have this tool. It can give you these kind of results. We have experimented with these referral campaigns. Why don't you implement them? They had so many questions. What kind of rewards? When should I ask for referrals? What is the best strategy in my situation? I am an early stage company. I am a company that is getting this much lead flow, but I need to increase to this much lead flow. They had so many questions. It wasn't a no-brainer like the way how I was thinking. And I struggled to sell the platform because there was a huge education gap that I had to address. So I started offering different packages, and the platform was kind of like should take the backseat. So first, I need to work with the business if they want to work with me in order to understand how much it's costing them to acquire a lead, what is the process, which is the best door which is the best way how someone can refer your business. So if you have a business that you're doing a particular service, which is the best way? Should people refer someone to a webinar that you're doing on a month-to-month basis? Should someone refer someone else to a community that you have? Should they introduce them to your email list? Should they introduce them directly to an offer that you have? Do you have an introductory offer? Do you have the right incentives in place? So first, we tackle all these different bits and pieces. And then only if it makes sense, we use our platform to automate it. And I'm saying this because 10% of the clients that we speak to and they want to create a referral strategy, they end up not automating it because it doesn't make sense for that particular business to automate the strategy. They just need an SOP and the right training material for their staff in order to ask for referrals in the right way and at the right moment. So as a company, we provide two main services, both in the referral space. We provide consultancy in order to help you come up with a referral strategy that works for your business at your particular stage that you are at, and targeting the challenges that you're facing with your lead generation. And second part is automation, if it makes sense for your business.
I love that you'll do the hand holding, but you'll also do the automation side too. I think that the biggest challenge that us as entrepreneurs have is that we know what our business is, but we have no idea how to get the word out about we're great at delivering our products and our services. It's just getting the phone to ring is the biggest challenge. And that's always been the biggest challenge for even my production company is we know we do a great job at producing podcasts, and we know we do a great job at delivering customer service, and we know where we excel, but the areas that we really falter in, very similar to where probably most entrepreneurs that are out there, is in the explaining what we do to the world so that so that the world understands what we do. Is that fair for many of your clients also? Is that what they're dealing with too?
Yes. I mean, when you look at any business, you can grow any business that you can think of is via two main methods, right? Reach, network reach. How many people can you reach with your messaging on your social media profile? And a lot of businesses, even myself, we always want to have bigger reach. So we employ different tactics. We do different things. We try to leverage other people's audience. We try to spread the word as best as we can about the service and about our mission, how we can help others. But it's kind of like limited because it's an engine that it has its limitations, right? But when you leverage your growing audience, so you're growing an audience, and you kind of like use that asset because it's an asset. Your audience is an asset in order to help you to amplify your message and to grow your network. That is where magic starts to happen. And not only that, so I said that growing in a business is basically boils down to two main challenges. So your network reach and also conversion. And conversion, there's a lot of different tactics that you can employ. So the way how you welcome people in your community, the kind of offers that you have, so on and so forth. But I think, in my opinion, it's the most hard part to improve. So if let's say you have a 10% conversion out of 10 meaningful conversations that you're having with your potential clients, you're converting one client, just to give an example. Mm-hmm. It's very difficult to get it to 5, right? To 5x it. But when you employ referral marketing and you have a very good strategy, you're growing both your network. When you think about it, you're growing both your network at a very good pace because you're still doing your marketing effort. You're still doing what you're good at in order to spread the word, but you have your audience helping you to spread the word. And also the people who are being referred to you by your audience, they are by definition, what is a referral? It's a person who has already been pre-sold to. Mm-hmm. So they already say, hey, you should speak to this person because they excel at doing this particular thing, and they have helped me and have helped my business with this particular problem. So they already indoctrinating that particular lead, so they enter into your ecosystem quite intentionally with doing business with you.
Since so many positive consequences come from getting referrals, why do you feel like most entrepreneurs and so few entrepreneurs actually focus on getting referrals? Because it seems like as a lead coming in the door, I'd much rather have a warm or a hot lead coming in the door from a direct referral from somebody, as opposed to going out and finding my own prospects and trying to put those people into a meeting, which would in turn hopefully convert to somebody becoming a client. Why do so few entrepreneurs actually focus on referrals, do you think?
It's a fact. Very few entrepreneurs. Everyone knows that referrals are good, that they have a lot of benefits, but actually very few entrepreneurs, it's a fact, actually have a system, have a strategy in order to get referrals. I believe from my experience, 7 years experience in the industry, I think it's twofold. I think a lot of people that I speak to, they say, no, referrals, it's not a problem. I do get referrals and I don't need to work on my referrals, which is partially true. Any business who has a decent offer and they provide medium to high quality service to their clients, right? They do get referrals. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they do get referrals. But what if you have a strategy? What if you have the right incentives? You can easily get 10, 15x more referrals, right? By having a system in place. So if something is working on its own, why don't you improve it? That is the first thing that I tell to people. Say, okay, it's true that you're getting referrals, but most probably you're leaving 90% of the referrals that you can potentially get on the table. And someone else might be benefiting from this, from your lack of implementation of a referral strategy. That I think is the first reason. The second reason that I feel a lot of entrepreneurs, they don't take action, it's because of the lack of knowledge. So when it comes to referrals, from our experience, right, people who are referred to you, we know for a fact by applying hundreds of different campaigns in different scenarios, they convert minimum twice at the conversion rate that you're getting. So when you get a lead via ads, via content marketing, via whatever channel that you're using, any channel that you're using, and you compare it to a lead that is equivalent that's coming through the referral channel, it converts at least twice as much. So when you get a lead, it's the numbers that you see coming in through your referral campaign. Seems like this is very slow. It's not growing my business. But really, when you look at the numbers, even though you're not getting much of referrals, or it might be you're not getting a lot of referrals at the moment, they are translating in a lot of revenue for your business. And this is something that most entrepreneurs, they don't know. They don't know. They think that a lead through referral campaign, it's exactly like a lead that I can get through ads, when it's not true. For ads, when you compare it to ads, it's more than twofold. It's normally sits anywhere between 6-7 times more. It converts to 6-7 times more a referred lead. Why? Because there's the trust factor. They have already been pre-sold. And someone who has clicked on a link, they don't know who you are. They just like the way how you're presenting a solution to a problem, a pain point that they have, and they are checking you out. That's it. So I believe that is why a lot of entrepreneurs, they still are not taking action on a referral campaign.
Mm. You know, it's again very fascinating, this whole referral business, because we're all, and I loved how you set up the analogy. We all been carrying these boulders around, and the boulders, all we need is the lever. You know, it's funny part, Archimedes, who I think is somewhere born in Italy or Egypt or somewhere around, probably where you are in Malta right now. He created this lever and this pulley system to make the job even easier. And that is apparently what Early Parrot is doing. Please, Gaetano, tell those in our audience what the most effective way for them to get in touch with you or to learn more about what you do and how you do it.
Normally the first conversation that I have with clients, so they can connect with me on social media in order to follow the content that I put out, because we also employ different lead generation strategies, and then we use referral marketing on top of that. So that's kind of like the way how they can enter into our ecosystem. But if they want to check whether they can seriously benefit from referral marketing, whether they are at the right stage, whether they need to take action now and implement a referral campaign, we provide a completely free discovery call where we check on the business. We take a deep dive on the numbers that the business is getting, and we can, through our experience, we can show them what we can do for them in terms of what a referral campaign can do for them. They can decide to work with us, or they can decide to leave that call with a lot of knowledge, with a 7 years plus experience, and they can go and implement it themselves. So that's totally fine with us. Awesome. They can go to earlyparrot.com/discovery and book a call with me directly.
And we'll make sure we put a link in the show notes for that. Gaetano, I so appreciate you sharing your wisdom and your lever to lift the boulder off of the man. Too much struggling. Let's get to the point where we're all getting referrals and we're making it easy. And the system that you have possibly in place right now could just do 10x more just by putting a great system in place. Gaetano, thanks for being on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
Nice Guy community, never underestimate the power of nice or the power of a good referral system. Special thanks to Gaetano. All his information will be right there in the show notes. Steve O'Brien, go ahead and take us out of here.
For the Nice Guys on Business, I'm Steve O'Brien. Fill up your week with the Nice Guys. The Nice Guys on Business are publishing 5 episodes a week. My master plan is working.